Today's 1-minute mindset is about noticing the difference between the facts of a situation and the actual story that we tell ourselves about a situation. So I know I've mentioned this before, but there's a huge difference between the actual facts and our thoughts. The facts are what actually is happening or what is happening. Our stories are interpretations and the meanings that we give to the actual facts. I'm telling you, you cannot believe everything that you think. Sometimes these stories are just made up vanities. Have you heard about the story of that little boy who woke up one morning at Christmas just to find a pile of horse manure under the tree rather than toys? He laughed and he started shoveling all around the manure like crazy, saying, "With all this manure, there must be a pony here. Where is it?" Now that's definitely an optimistic kid for you, right? But the point is that he looked at the facts, what he actually saw, rather than interpreting them to mean that Santa thought he was a bad boy and that Christmas was going to be awful. He looked at the pile of poop and he decided that it meant that something great was actually going to happen, right? The Buddhists say that all of our suffering comes from our thoughts. Now, I don't think that they're saying that we don't have painful or difficult facts that we've got to face, but what I think they're saying is that our real suffering comes from the stories that we tell ourselves about the difficult facts. For example, I'm sure that most of us have gone through some type of a horrible breakup with someone that we loved. It's a tough ride sometimes, right? But it's the story that we tell ourselves that can cause us to really, really suffer. If we tell ourselves that this means that we're not lovable, this means that we're never going to find love again, or this means that we're going to die alone and lonely someday, well, those stories are what actually makes us suffer. But if all we tell ourselves that must mean that he or she wasn't the right person for me, and there's going to be someone else out there in the world who's absolutely perfect around the corner, well, we still feel some pain, but we're not making ourselves suffer unnecessarily. Our positive stories actually make us hopeful and optimistic. So let's look at what's happening right now in the world. We're stuck. We're at home. Our economy's a mess. Some people are getting sick and dying, and a lot of us are actually losing our jobs. If this isn't really a pile of poop, I don't know what is. The fact of the situation is that it's painful, right? But if the story that we tell ourselves is, so I'll never feel safe again, or I'm never going to be able to bring back my business or build my career, or my kids are going to have a rotten childhood and be scared for life. I was just talking to one of my team members today, and I called her just at the perfect time when she was actually having an emotional panic attack. She was worried about the world falling apart, literally. She was thinking about what had happened back in 2007 and feeling as though it was all happening all over again. When I called her, she was crying, and I just listened, and I told her to take a deep breath and let her know that it was absolutely okay to be having these type of moments, but that it would not be in her best interest to continue to make up these stories that have not yet come to be true. Drumming up all the negative worries wasn't going to help her one single bit, so I asked her to try to think about all the good things that she could focus on. When we don't, we're causing ourselves unnecessary suffering, and we're setting ourselves up for making those stories actually come true because we get what we think. If we interpret it differently, we'll have different results. If we interpret the situation as, okay, so something good is going to come out of this. I wonder what it is. Now we're focusing on figuring out how things could be better in the future. We're looking for possibilities. We're not making ourselves suffer and be miserable. We're looking for the pony like the little boy did at Christmas time. This isn't just fairy tale thinking, it's actually smart thinking. And have you noticed that even in a horrible economy, some people can make money? Have you noticed that after a really, really painful loss, some people can blossom and become stronger and even better at the end of it? Because they've chosen to tell themselves a different story about the facts. So, what kind of stories are you telling yourself right now? Mark Twain wrote, "I have known many sorrows, most of which never happened." So are you telling yourself stories that are causing you sorrow or suffering? Or are your stories helping you look for the pony? The stories you tell yourself right now will not only affect your mood and your mindset, but they're definitely going to affect your actions and your results. We can't change the facts, my friends, but we can always change our stories about the facts. Now let me hear your positive stories about what's happening. And do me a favor, think about what other positive things are happening. I can think of a lot of positive things right now that are coming out of this, and not that I'm trying to, be all Pollyanna, but I'm spending more time with my family right now. I'm making dinners at night right now. Both my daughters are living in the home right now, which I secretly kind of like, right? There's some good things that are coming out of this. So try to focus on those. And when you get yourself all in this little swirl of negative thoughts, take a deep breath, right? Breathe, and then remind yourself that it's not happening yet, all the bad things you're saying. So just try to live in the moment, accept what's actually happening and look for solutions and positivity that can come out of this. So I hope this was helpful, and I appreciate a little bit of your time every single day. It means a lot to me, and I'd love to hear about what positive things you're doing. So follow me on social and tag me and let me know what you are saying to help you get through these times. What thoughts, positive thoughts, are you thinking? Hey there, I have a brand new podcast called Fired Up with Krista Mashore, where I bring my high energy right to your ears. This podcast is available on all your favorite podcast platforms. So do me a favor, go subscribe and leave a review. All this information is free, and I cannot wait to teach you everything I know. Thanks so much for watching my video. You can learn more about how to be a successful real estate professional by watching other videos that I have. And be sure to subscribe to my channel. And as always, make it a great home selling and buying day.